I have a boy. I love him to death. I jump in front of a missile for him, but like dad, daughter, like she's the number one girl in my life. And after the break, I hate having to break. Why can't we just have a show with no sponsors? Well, that wouldn't be able to allow us to have a show. So I suppose that we need this. So after the break, I'll share the rest of this story with you. Thank you guys for listening to the Bill and Joe Show.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show. Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about Deck, the flexible, easily storable, environmentally friendly glass and bottle holder. So listen up. If you like to keep your drinks cold, this is important. A highly innovative new series of glass and bottle openers is set to hit the shelves that not only look extremely chic and stylish, but also involve holders that fold up to the fraction of their extended size so that they hardly take up any room. The series is environmentally friendly, and the holders have MDF and PVC skin that make them highly durable. The bottle holder is a mere 26 by 27 centimeters when folded up, and the glass holder is a mere 31.5 by 27 centimeters, meaning that they can be stored in a kitchen cupboard with no trouble at all. Deck is the brainchild of a Taiwan-based company, Studio Lean, and is currently being financed via Kickstarter. Our friends at Kickstarter. It's already causing quite a stir with the lifestyle, travel, and tech magazine Jabiga waxing lyrically about it and stating that it has, quote, all the potential to become part of every modern day home. The holders are available for a mere $69 per set for early birds on Kickstarter. So you got to go to Kickstarter.com and search for Deck. And the other cool thing about this product is that it can make a very interesting talking point at a party. Like if you bust these out for people to use with their drinks, it's going to cause commotion and conversation, and it's a fantastic idea. Go to Kickstarter.com and search for Deck Flexible Holder. I've got a very important Indiegogo campaign to tell you about. It's called World Citizen Solutions. It's based out of London, UK. And I don't know how many people are aware of this, but the 20th century has been the bloodiest century in the history of humans. We are almost guaranteed to be on the way to World War III, which, with nuclear warfare the way that it is today, you can almost certainly doubt that the effects of the war would be completely catastrophic. And this company is being fronted by activist Ken O'Keefe, and his team are attempting to do precisely what the bad guys don't want them to do. They're launching the World Citizen Solution, a peaceful and lawful yet totally uncompromising way to extract humanity from tax obligations that make us accomplices to perpetual war. The team is currently seeking funding to pay for copywriting, website development, staff costs, PR, media, branding, video and editing, administrative costs. This is the public's chance to change what they want, and perhaps it will be the first step in the fight towards the tyranny and possibly get to a war-free future. Having 2 kids myself, I have gone certain conversations with certain people that I've had, and there is a certain level of guilt about having kids and bringing them into this world, because I'm going to leave them a world that is very dark and very hurtful. And this company is trying to make the world a better place, which I think is awesome. Go to Indiegogo.com and search for World Citizen Solutions. Mortgages. My wife works around mortgages somewhat, and I've had a mortgage. I think all of us, a lot of our listening can relate to this. Stephanie Weeks is attempting to change the world one loan at a time. She has, for 10 years, been a loan officer. In her personal experience buying and selling properties, she has put together a comprehensive guide to mortgage financing entitled Breaking the Mortgage Code. Her book is aimed at explaining the facts of mortgage lending in order to make the process easier when it's time for people to purchase a home, whether it be their first, second, or third, it doesn't matter. But for anybody who's gone through that process, you do understand it is, first of all, it's terrifying. It's scary anytime that you're talking about money and you're making a promise to somebody and you got to hold up your end. It's just really to have a book that would lay it out in layman's terms that would be easy to understand might, make you a little bit more comfortable when you go into that office and you talk to a loan officer. Breaking the Mortgage Code is currently being financed via Kickstarter, our friends at Kickstarter, and it's just trying to break down all of the legal jargon. And I'm in real estate. I'm not an agent yet, but I understand like a lot of that paperwork. It's frightening. It's terrifying. And this book is going to help you break it down. You go to Kickstarter.com, search for Breaking the Mortgage Code, learn about it before you go in and talk to the bank guys, and read it and check it out. And Kickstarter, we can get the book out there, so make sure to check it out today. Good2chat.com. I want you to go to this website, good2chat, the number 2, chat.com. If you need a new smartphone that you can stream our show from, hands-free, look no further, go to good2chat.com, the number 2. They have the best deal on a new cell phone called New, N-U-U, and it was ranked in the 2015 phones by PCMag.com. The phone has a 2-year warranty. I mean, you can't beat that. And for a limited time, Good2Chat is giving you a free month of service and unlimited text talk and unlimited data, plus extending calling and traveling to Mexico and unlimited texting internationally. So if you need to upgrade your phone, and let's be honest, most of us do, I want you to go there and just check it out. It's an awesome thing. Good, the number 2, chat.com. And I promise you will not be disappointed.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show. Whatever.
So, welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. Joe's not here, just Bill. Welcome. So I'm at this dance with my daughter, and she keeps worrying about me being alone. I keep telling her that it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. And she's okay with that. Like, I mean, she checks in with me, and I appreciate that. One time she went out. I couldn't see her because they turned off the lights. All I saw was blackness and glow sticks, and I couldn't tell where she was. And it concerned me, naturally. But I was worried where she was, and I couldn't find her. I couldn't see her. And then all of a sudden, she popped up in front of me. Are you okay, Dad? I was like, hey, babe, listen. If you go out in the hallway or you go to the bathroom or you go do anything outside of this room, all I'm asking is that you just come over and say, hey, Dad, I'm going to go do this so I can know that you're doing that. Like, don't just run off randomly all over the place. Is that okay? And she was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, pinky promise? And she was like, pinky promise. And so she just keeps coming over and asking me, are you okay? Are you fine? Are you good? Are you taken care of? Are you talking to Mom? Are you blah, blah, blah? I'm like, hey, go have a good time. Well, her cousin, who also goes to the same school, who is a boy who is 1 year older than her, which, by the way, for any parents who allow this behavior to happen. Anyway, Grace, all of a sudden, Grace comes up to me just crying her face off. Like, she's just bawling, like tears like all over her face. I was like, whoa, what happened? I thought she was hurt. Like, I thought maybe she jumped off the stage and broke her leg or something. No, she went to hug her cousin and to say hello and went to hug him, and he pushed her and said, no, stop. And that really hurt her feelings. And I get why he did, because we all know what it's like to be a kid, and, you know, I don't know, like that's fine. That's one thing if it happens at the house, but it's another thing when it happens at school, if you know what I mean. So she came over crying because her feelings were hurt, and I was like, babe, listen. Hold on, calm down. I finally calmed her down. I mean, she was still crying, but at least she wasn't like, cry face crying. And I told her, I was like, babe, it's the same thing, the same reason why you don't want me to kiss you or hug you here. Because you'd be embarrassed that your friends would see you hug or kiss your dad. It's the same thing with him. Like, he's a young boy. Like, he doesn't want you, like, hugging him or kissing him or anything like that. Like, in a school setting, it's completely normal, babe. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Go have a good time. And she was just like, no. And she sat there, like, on my lap. She made up this bullshit about her having a bellyache, and I knew it was bullshit. And she just sat there and watched all her friends, and all of her friends at one point, there was about 18 kids stacked up against my little corner of the table, and all the kids were like, Grace, come on. And Grace was just like, no, I'm fine. I don't feel good. And they all eventually, like, lost interest in, like, 2 seconds, and then meandered off, and everything was great. Or not great, but, I went up to the DJ at a grade school dance, and I was like, hey, man, listen, can you play anything on this little system? Like, it wasn't a little system, a big system. I actually walked up and mentioned his speakers because they had a lot of low end to them, and I appreciated that. And I was like, hey, man, your speakers sound great. And I'm sitting in the back of the house, so this is a great compliment for you. And he was like, hey, man, thanks. And I was like, listen, can you play anything? Like, if I were to have a song on my phone, do you have and he lifted up an auxiliary cord, like, before I could even ask. And I was like, so you can? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, man. I was like, all right, well, as you can see, my daughter was just standing there. Because she didn't want to leave my side. So, like, I'm up on the stage, she's standing down below, so she doesn't hear any of this. And I was like, listen, there was a song that I wrote for my daughter, I don't know, 6 years ago. It was right after she was born, and I was hoping that you would be able to play that. And he's like, oh, dude, say no more. You just give me the file, I'll be able to play it. It'd be great. I was like, all right, man, cool. Thank you so much. Walked off the stage. My daughter is like, can we go home? And I was like, babe, hold on a second. Like, I want you to enjoy this. Like, this is your first dance. And she's like, I don't feel good. And I was like, well, let's go to the concession stand. I got $3. I got 3 bones. Let's go spend them. I mean, is anything... And you go to the concession stand, and it's all candy and soda. They have water, but what kid is going to choose water? Oh, and Slim Jims. My bad. So I asked her what she wants, and she chose root beer, of course. That's her favorite drink in the world. And I thought, having an upset stomach, allegedly, that, carbonation would maybe settle it a little bit. So I was like, all right, give us a soda, give us some root beer, and a Slim Jim. And they were like, that'll be $2.50. And I'm like, what? $2.50 for a Slim Jim and a soda can? Your prices are on crack. So I gave him $3, and I said, you know what? Keep the change. You guys obviously needed it more than I do, being a private school and getting paid out the ass. But go ahead and keep that 50 cents. I don't need it back. Anyway, so then we sat down, and I'm looking through my phone, like, trying to... I thought it was on an album that I had released on iTunes. It's Black Balloon Studio, Cheers, Good People. I released an album on iTunes, 3 years ago. And I could have sworn that this song that I wrote for my baby girl, also called Baby Girl, was on that album. So I just assumed I could pull it up on iTunes and just have it be played. But it wasn't on that album. It was on my last one that is not on iTunes. So I don't have this song anywhere. I panic. I fucking write my friend, and can't remember his stage name for this show, but Bud Devereaux. Devereaux. Anyway, so I text Bud, and asked him, I was like, dude, do you have a copy of this song that you can email me or Dropbox me or something? He's like, I'm not home. I don't